How not to lose your money in the Philippines, okay? As an expat, as a Filipino, whatever, maybe top 3, top 4, maybe top 5. Hey everyone, my name is Goser Figuera, and today is, let me put this to the side here, today's another Expat Wednesday episode, video. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It's a place where we talk about transitioning to the Philippines, altogether adjusting to the Philippines if you're an expat, or even a Filipino, readjusting the things I've got. So, I lived in the Philippines for quite some time, and I am Filipino-American, so maybe this opinion will help. This is just me off the cuff, and me just sharing with you my experiences living in the Philippines, being from both cultures, growing up in the American culture, also growing up in the Philippine culture, as well as living there. Before we begin, shout out to Toblerone for sponsoring my hunger. I haven't had these in a minute. Good stuff. Today I just want to cover, very simple. It should be very simple, but sometimes people mess up, which is fine. But this is just my take on, I don't know how long I'm going to go for, how not to lose your money in the Philippines, okay? As an expat, as a Filipino, whatever, hopefully this will help you, because this is a common issue amongst men, amongst a certain type of man, amongst expats sometimes, where unfortunately you see some expats struggling as well as begging for money, which is very, very sad when you have hit an all-time low. Hopefully not. This is just my take on it. It's not really a tips thing, but maybe top 3, top 4, maybe top 5 on how to not lose your money in the Philippines, okay? I would have to say, the number one biggest thing you need to consider is living on a budget. Everybody knows this. If you make $2,000, can you live off $1,500? So you can take the $500 and put it away. Or can you live off $1,000 and put it away? Right? In the future, I wanted to get in touch with my real estate friends and show real good examples of what a decent 10,000 peso a month place looks like, a decent 15,000 peso a month place looks like, a decent 25,000 peso a month place looks like, and actually, just see where you're really at, and how much and how frugal can you live, or how extravagant can you live. Living on a budget, because many of you guys out there are on a fixed budget when you arrive to the Philippines, unless you decide to open up a business and conduct business that way. So literally knowing your spending habits, and the crazy thing is, many of you guys on 401k, retirement, hopefully you got some savings. Many of you guys did an awesome job in your home country savings, but when, for some reason, you lose, it goes out the window when you are in the Philippines. Because, the biggest thing is, you have to, which probably leads me into number 2. Number 1 is living on your budget, knowing how you spend your money, whatever. Number 2 is getting out of tourist mode. That's one thing that will pretty much drain your bank account, kill your savings, kill your lifestyle, whatever. Getting off of the tourist mindset, because when you go there on vacation, different story. Because when you go on a vacation, you literally are just, you're spending, you're splurging, you saved up for it, which, by all means, splurge, do what you gotta do. But if you're intending to live there for the next 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, maybe 50 plus years, you gotta live as if you lived in your home country. If you lived a frugal and simple life, that's what you gotta live in when you go to your home country. I find too many often guys go there, they will do not play the white knight, or the black knight, or whatever, brown knight. Do not play the knight in sharding. Because you will end up sharding yourself. Do not play the guy, the savior. You are not Jesus. You will not save the whole entire family. Because to some degree, with some of you men who have gold-digging partners, or abusive partners, or manipulative partners, they will treat you as such. You are Jesus. You are the bank. You are Wells Fargo, Jim Fargo, John Fargo. Yeah, that's you. You are Citibank. You are the ATM. So number 3 would be, do not go in there thinking you're the savior. Do not go in there thinking like, just because you're only letting out 1,000 pesos, letting out 200 pesos a day, for this, for that. Stay on budget. Comment down below if I'm wrong. Stop thinking you are the savior there. That's what gets guys in trouble, because you're thinking like, yeah, I'm a big shot, I'm this, I'm that. I can just hit off everybody. The way you lived in your home country is pretty much how you have to live when you go to these countries, because it's not gonna happen for you. I'm telling you right now. It's because I've seen it too many times. Like, guys take on, and depending on your partner as well. If you got a partner that is not so good and is, manipulating you, because she is, sometimes he is, she is dangling the fruits of the womb. She's dangling the fruits of possibility. You're a young stud, and you can pretty much get what you want when you're a young stud. She's thinking, oh, this guy's an older stud. Let me dangle in front of him. If he doesn't help me, I won't help him. So, it's one of those things. Sometimes, not all the times. So, all I'm saying is, number one, know your budget. Live on that budget. Number two, get out of tourist mode. Number three, stop playing Jesus. This is not a play. And be super transparent with your partner. Okay, I'm living on a budget. This is how much I can spend. If you're not okay with that, move on. I am sorry. I apologize. If you were a type of guy who is just living straight off of Social Security, no pension, no 401k, no savings, just straight out pension, and many of you are, explain to the partner, like, listen, this is my life, this is my budget. If you don't want it, what can I do? I'm looking for a companion for the rest of my life to chill with, not to spend with. If we got some extra, we're good. And the problem is, many of the guys, they are seeking what they perceive as hot, sexy, quick girls, and to turn them into housewives. It's very rare. Maybe that's why provincial girls are somewhat more preferred than city girls. I don't know. Comment down below what you guys prefer and why. Do you prefer a provincial girl? Why do you like a provincial girl, and why do you like a city girl? I just want to know everyone's thoughts, because it's going to be intriguing. You know what I'm saying? There's goods and bads and pros and cons on both sides, so So all I'm saying is, and this goes into number 4, choosing the right partner and choosing the right friends. Pinoy or American? Who are you rolling with? Are you rolling with a bunch of degenerate gamblers? Pinoy or American? You know what I'm saying? Pinoy or American? Because at the end of the day, you are who your friends are. I know you're retired. You might be retired. You might be in your 40s. You might be in your 50s. You retired early, 55, whatever. As I said before, it's okay to enjoy yourself. But if you get to the point where you're not really acting yourself, you want to get into the cockfighting ring. You want to get into the cockfighting game. You want to get into just drinking, or just chilling, and just, well, I want to go to Baraka, I want to go to Palawan, I want to go here. Many of you deserve it. Yes, I understand this, but understand, we're in here for the long game. We're in here for the next 10, 20, 30, 40 year situation. This is not I plan for this all summer type vibe, and I'm gonna go hang out for 2 weeks. If you got it like that, then do your thing. But understanding who is surrounding you, obviously your partner, your partner's family, your friends, either Pinoy or expats. Understanding their mannerisms, because do not get sucked into a group just because they're a bunch of expats and you have no friends. That's for another video. Your scope of acceptance of who's around you might need to get wider. You know what I'm saying? Forget the language barrier. You got to learn a little words here and there. Just like foreigners, unfortunately, when they come to this country, some of them don't speak straight English, but they have to pick it up. They have to just get basic stuff. You know what I'm saying? Realizing who you are around, whether it's immediate or in your circle or whatever, because that is very, very important. Maybe that's why I don't have any friends, really. I'm more of a lone wolf, I have to say. I am an extrovert, but I'm more of a lone wolf. I'm okay with that. Some have said that I'm a very alpha male-ish type of guy, so, I'll be honest with you. I'm the type of guy, I want to stand out of the pack. I want to be the leader. I want to be the guy, so maybe that's why, most alphas don't really hang out with alphas most of the time. Or you can hang out with alpha in a different environment and respect him that he's the alpha in that environment, and then still have that mutual respect. Happens, Number 5 would have to be, do not get into, and this happens a lot, do not get into entrepreneurial ventures to make the side money just because another expat is doing it. Understanding the market, if you haven't ran a business, understanding the market, understanding what it takes to run a business within that market. There's too many stories of foreigners opening up bars, resto bars, outside of you using a brothel, then, I guess you can make side money from there. It's pretty much the oldest profession in the world, and, you're going to have, people, you can have patrons for that. I don't agree with it, but whatever, right? But resto bars, but I digress. Resto bars, resorts, just go out of business, unload all of your savings, because because your brother-in-law's cousin, whoever, said, yes, sir, that's a good business, that's a this, and that. Me personally, I am not going to put up a resort and there's 85 resorts on the same strip. It's too much competition, man. I would rather be somewhere. I don't know if I'm crazy to think it. Like, I would choose, like, me personally, like, this is me knowing the market, okay? Because I know this already. Filipinos already love motorcycling. This is pre-COVID. It might still be lucrative during COVID or after post-COVID. Filipinos love racing, right? Love racing. Filipinos, they have no place to race or do track racing, whatever, but they love it. They love those sports. Many Americans do as well. Instead of doing a resort, why not buy 10 hectares? Obviously, make a corporation up. Why not buy 10 hectares or 5 hectares or whatever? Make a mini go-kart course that can also be used as for these smaller motorcycles. That also can be used as driving training. That also can be used as safety training, being preemptively knowing what to do when it's an accident. You know, you can run courses, simulations, because at the end of the day, you know, it's going to happen. Guys are going to die from racing. It is something that most Americans won't do. They'll just, yeah, John from Poland opened up a resort over there. He's making a lot of whatever. Let me do that as well. The problem is, whether you like me or not, too many foreigners want exclusion. They only want to do businesses with other foreigners. Like, you know, they want them as their patrons. And whether you like it or not, whether you will like to admit it or not, they do it by price. It's a barrier of entry. No, you know the average Filipino is not going to pay 99 pesos for a small San Miguel. It's a form of exclusion. You know what I'm saying? And I understand you wanna get the top tier or whatever. It is what it is. Circling back to number 5. Don't start, if you're gonna look for side money or some side hustle, don't get into a business that you don't fully understand, or you cannot, outside of your immediate circle, you cannot hire out. You can't hire specialists to do it, because it's very, very sad, but the closest people to you, family-wise, are the first people who's going to take advantage of you. One, you can't really fire them because you got to deal with them. Two, it's going to have the after effect. I got to talk to this person. I do have family members who kind of manage my business, but I run it on a really tight leash. People have said, I don't feel like working, I don't do this, I'll fire them. Yeah, you're a family, but I'm going to fire you because at the end of the day, it's money. And you guys understand the power of being a bit more financially stable. They need you more than you need them. And that's the truth of it. Whether you're Filipino, American, whatever, in the setting that you are putting yourself in, they need you more than you need them. So why would you let them dictate the flow of things to a degree? You get what I'm saying? Why would you allow that? Because I just wouldn't allow it to happen, because it just wouldn't happen. Because I will not let you manipulate me and block me from making my money. It's just not going to happen. Those are my 5. I can go about this all day about, ranting and raving about stuff like that. But I'm not going to, because this editing is going to be long. And I want to make more videos and break it down in small little bites so you guys can consume it and hopefully appreciate it. Hopefully this video gave you some type of value. I really appreciate it. If you like the video at all, I need you to do one thing. Just one thing. Assassinate the like button. I want you to shoot it, kill it. If you don't like Trump, replace the thumbnail with Trump's face. Smash it. If you don't like Biden, replace that. If you don't like Duterte, replace that. Because it really puts it in when the algorithm starts going, it puts the video in front of people like you who watch it. And I want to grow the channel. We have hit 1 million views, which is really nothing compared to the big guys. But for me, for the small channel, I see potential now. It's like, oh, let me get 2 million, let me get 3 million, because, eventually I do want to do this full time. Or not 100% full time, but I want to put more effort into it. Not that I'm not, but I want to put more time into it. And, the closer I get to that, it's going to get there. You know what I'm saying? So help me out. Help a Pinoy brother out. Anyway, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it all the time. And I hope you like these videos. I'm going to try to be as real as possible. I'm pretty, my wife's main gripe with me is that sometimes I'm too frank. But, maybe it'll help somebody. And I don't want to, I try my best to be diplomatic, but to be as thorough and to be upfront as possible. So you guys have another, option to view, opposed to the other expat or Filipino or even Filipino-American vloggers out there, channels out there. So, thank you, take care, and God bless. Bye.